Tuesday, January 12th is certainly a day I'll never forget. It started with all of us getting up at about 3 o'clock in the morning to go up to the mountaintops to watch the sunrise. From there, we went to go visit some schools and hand out shoe boxes, and then from there we went and did some village ministry. We had gotten back probably around 4:30, and Faith, one of the students who was on the mission trip, was just about to meet her sponsor child. So I had decided to follow her, and we had gone into the dining room area of the compound, really not held up by much. But we were in that area, and it was Faith, it was her sponsor child, and her mom, and an interpreter, and myself. And we were all sitting around this table, and we were laughing and sharing stories. And then just before 5 o'clock, all of a sudden, you heard this bang like there was an explosion. And then all of a sudden, everything started rattling and moving. And I remember looking up and actually seeing the physical roof moving back and forth, side to side. And then I looked down, and the entire floor was moving back and forth. And all the tables were moving everywhere. The force just kind of dropped you to the ground, and you couldn't stand up. As much as you tried, you would constantly fall down. And I remember seeing Faith's eyes, and Faith looked at me with this look, and she just said, "What do we do?" An instinct kicks in, because to be honest with you, I've never been in an earthquake, but I was really afraid that the structure was gonna fall down on us, and we needed to get out. I didn't even think it was safe outside, but I just knew that we needed to get out. So I grabbed her arm, pulled her out, and just as we got through the threshold of the door, the force of the earthquake actually threw us hundreds of feet. And I'll never forget this as long as I live. We both fell to the ground, and it was like all of a sudden the earth began to split in two and just open up. And I just remember holding Faith and just praying over her and just saying, "Please, dear God, just surround us with your angels. I know that you are protecting us. Thank you so much." Just praising and thanking him. And it was between 14 and 30 seconds that this earthquake took place. But to be honest with you, it felt like a lifetime. And then once it stopped, the earth was still moving. So that crack was still moving. So I told Faith, "Don't move. We need to have somebody else come get us to make sure it's safe." Because at that point, the earth was literally split into two. You didn't know what side to jump over, or we just needed to stay still. And I think at that point we were all in shock. And literally a miracle happened, because there was no real cell service. Nobody could really get cell phone service. And all of a sudden, a bunch of people's cell phones started working. And they started getting text messages that said, get out, tsunami threat." And you have to understand, we're right on the beach. I can see the water right in front of me. And you're looking at these people and going, "We have to get out. Like, we are right on the beach." So immediately they gathered everyone together, told us to just take a couple of essentials, that we were gonna have to head in the truck and head to higher ground. We didn't know if we were gonna be back. We didn't know if we were gonna be safe. We truly had to rely on God for our protection. And so we piled into the truck, we headed to one of the New Missions high schools, and we basically hid out all night. And that was probably the scariest night that we had, because none of us knew what was going to happen next.